All right. Well, so thinking about this break we got coming up, it made me think about things that we may have on our bucket list. You guys got anything on your bucket list that you're trying to
Oh,
get done before you kick the metaphorical bucket?
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did. While you're thinking about it, I did also just learn that that phrase "bucket list." It's a pretty new phrase. It actually started with the movie Bucket List. Isn't that weird?
That
That
is
is
not
weird.
true.
That is
Not at
true.
What?
Yeah, it did not exist before the movie, but the Bucket List, from what I hear, from what I've read. I did research this.
Wow.
So yeah, and the movie's only about 10 years old, and it's that's when it entered the lexicon was with that movie. So fun fact.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm into that shit. That's cool. Because normally, bucket list has the way it sounds like it came around at the same time as like you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Like it sounds like it's like down on the farm colloquialisms from like the turn of the century, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's contemporary at all. That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate, you googling this, Nate? Trying to see if it's right.
I mean, I was, and then I kind of grew tired of it. It's weird having you all on video because I can't just zone off and play. I have to like keep on looking.
Yeah. It is funny because I definitely like it when the light comes on, like when I'm making like a weird sentence, and when you see where I'm going with it, I do like seeing the like light turn on in your eyes, and then being like, "Got him, he's there, fucking yeah,
It's there."
yeah,
He's alive. He's still with us.
yeah."
Yeah. So you guys got anything that comes to mind of like, what's this thing you're gonna try and do? And then it could be a thing that you know you're never gonna do, but if you had the chance, you would really put forth the effort to go and try and do it.
I haven't accomplished much, but I don't have a huge bucket list. And I think I can only attribute that to just, being kind of dumb and not very worldly. Like I just don't plan.
Okay.
But I would really like to go see the Colosseum. I think the Colosseum in Rome. I'm just super into that shit. I would really enjoy that.
Would you like to fight a beast inside of it?
I think that would be awful. So no.
You wouldn't want to master this beast?
No, I don't. I think I'm too old to be mastering beasts at this moment.
Yeah, you're not much of a master beaster anymore.
I used to master beasts daily, but I've really slowed down on how much I master beasts now.
Okay, well, Pat wants to go to the Coliseum. That's a pretty good one. I think that's really interesting. Not one I would have guessed for you.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you have thought one of my bucket list items would be? Just venture one that you thought would make sense for me.
Going to the Super Bowl.
Just going to it? Just watching a Super Bowl?
Sure. The first thing I thought of was going to the Super Bowl.
All right. Yeah, that would be fun.
I would need to, if the point of this was for me to guess what I thought your bucket list item was, I need to put more thought into it. I'd have to get into your psyche and, think of myself as Pat. What would I do right now if I had all the resources in the world? But that's a good one, though. I like that. That was unexpected. Yeah. Nate, you got any bucket list things?
I have lots of them.
Yeah.
So my first one, when I turn 40, I want to do 10 sets of squats at 400 pounds, and then 40 sets of squats at 100 pounds, or 40 reps of squats at 100 pounds, and then I want to rip a phone book in half. It's something that's, it sounds impressive, but it's like kind of doable. If I wait between them, especially, and then I'll be able to rip a phone book in half. And then people will be like, wow,
pounds.
What a top-notch 40-year-old. So that there's that, and then as I've been stating a lot, I want to have a situation where I have like a future child, and I'm in a town where I don't live, and we walk. They're 10 years old, And they start, I'm like, hey, you're going to act a little bratty in this story. You have my permission. And here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to explain to them at the outset because we're both in on it. We're in on the grift.
Yeah.
And
this is like
we're going to
This is like your own version of the score.
No. It's my own version
You're
of the
couple of matchstick men.
We're matchstick men. Exactly. We are matchstick men, Pat. We're not that filthy Edward Norton from that movie. We have standards. So here's what we do. We go into the store and they start to act bratty. Maybe they're like, Dad, I want some candy. And I say, no, we have candy at home, but we don't, you know. I'll say, no, we have chips at home, and they're like candy. Something like that.
Do you whisper this to onlookers?
Something where people still think that. Yeah.
You yell at your kid like, we have candy at home. Then you turn sideways and like, we don't.
We don't have candy.
It's a grift. We don't have any candy.
And then
go with it.
Wink to all these onlookers.
Kid starts really pouting, and I'll just be like, you know, buck up, Elron. And I'll smack them on the arm lightly, you know, not to raise any alarm from anyone, with a copy of the Scientology, the classic Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard, and I'll smack it with them. And then they'll be like, I'm sorry, Dad, my thetans were just out of control. And I'll be like, I know, son, sometimes my thetans get out of control. And then I try to, you know, ask the clerk behind the store if we both can get some candy bars because our thetans are just running wild. And I think it could work.
Yeah. You'll weird out a bunch of people, no doubt.
Yeah.
And that's the goal, is to like work with your daughter or son and weird out some strangers.
Just want to weird out some strangers.
You've been weirding out strangers for as long as I've known you.
Yeah, but this time I want to do it deliberately.
Yeah, but, well, that's what I'm saying. It's a time and tested tradition, you know, in the old nasty Nathan Sharp family. So you might as well pass it on and make it family time, man. I like this.
Yeah,
I like this a lot.
It's wholesome family time. And
one time
when I rip the phone book in half, then I give another phone book to a small child that's there, preferably like someone else's, just like 2-year-old, and I've already like communicated with that person. They're a plant, you know, but it's someone that I don't know. But you know, we work things out, and I'm like, I'm gonna teach your 2-year-old how to rip apart a mini baby phone book.
Arguably more difficult.
I'll give one to them, and they'll rip it in half.
Your bucket list has a mini baby phone book in it.
Well, that's not part of the bucket list. That's like sort of like a bonus bucket list. That's more of like a pale list.
Yeah.
Max, what's on your bucket list? What would you like to do before the untimely
demise?
Yeah, it's coming soon. I definitely want to see SNL live. That's the big one, I think. Yeah. I know that there's, you know, ways to do it where you camp out on the street. And I think those days are behind me. We'll see. Maybe we'll have like, you know, when the kids are out of the house, it's like, well, now I have this weekend free. Maybe I'll just go to New York and camp out on the street for hours on end, and with only the chance of it working successfully.
Oh,
but
here's what you do, Max.
What?
Turn this into a grift. You get your kids to camp out on the street for you. You can do this sooner rather than later.
Or get my kids to become famous. Or the richest person in the world.
Oh!
And then they can just buy their way onto SNL, which apparently works.
Yeah. You can do that.